everybody, Matt Bernier, joined by DRF's national handicapper Mike Watchmaker, taking a look at this weekend's Weekend Warrior for the weekend of Saturday, June the 16th. Two races from Churchill Downs, one from Delaware Park. Let's start off with the Grade 1 for the weekend, Mike. The Grade 1 Stephen Foster for older horses, 9 furlongs under the lights at Churchill Downs. A pretty solid group put together. Where are you going?
Well, I'm going with Pavel, just to answer your question. But I mean, you got to be partially nuts to pick against Backyard Heaven in this race, and you have to be absolutely certifiable to bet against this horse. I mean, you have to use this horse. He's potentially a really, really good horse, and he was very good winning his last two starts, including the Ali Sheba over the racetrack. He's earned 2 straight strong triple-digit buyer figures. The only reason why I'm going against him here is this is the toughest field he's ever faced, and he's going to be a short price. And I'm also going against Irish Warcry here, who's absolutely the second best horse in this race, only because as good as he was winning the Pimlico Special last time out, I've yet to see this horse put 2 really top efforts back-to-back. He just hasn't done it. Pavel, I just think, is an interesting alternative. I mean, I can make excuses for him till the cows come home, and maybe he just won't ever turn out to be the big-time horse that we all thought he might be after some of his performances last year. Like, I thought his Jim Dandy was excellent for his second career start, first race beyond 6 furlongs, and I thought his Jockey Club Gold Cup, in which he finished third, was a tremendous performance, given that he was knocked around between horses in the stretch, facing much more seasoned horses. It was only his 4th career start. This horse has just been repeatedly thrown to the wolves, and maybe he just, is seeing the worst of it at this point. But 3 starts back in the San Pascal, he had absolutely no chance with the trip he had. He was completely blocked behind horses from midway on the far turn to upper stretch, and really had to take up and angle out. I'm coming around to the opinion that seems like everyone else had, that the racetrack at Meydan on Dubai World Cup night was biased towards speed. And if it was, Pavel raced against the bias. He was outside and off the pace all the way. And then I think he had a license to need his race in the Gold Cup at Santa Anita. His first start in 2 months, going 1.25 miles. I think the cut back in distance suits him, and he's consistently run against better horses. And I just think he's the right alternative in the spot if you're going to go against the favorites.
Let's take a quick detour to Delaware Park, race number 7. It's the local prep for the Delaware Handicap. It's the Obeah for older fillies and mares. Where are you going in here?
Well, there's a lot of ways to go in here, Matt, but I'm interested in Power of Snudder. Not an easy word to say, but I don't like her extreme outside post position in here, but I think her form this year is somewhat darkened. I mean, she only won the Foxy JG in her first start this year by a neck. She was the favorite in that race, but it was her first start in 5 months. And she didn't run a step last time out in the DuPont Distaff, but that was on a wet racetrack, which I believe she really wants no part of. At her best, Power Snudder can win this race, and she proved it when she won this race last year, beating Martini Glass. And Martini Glass is lengths better than anybody she faces in this field on Saturday. For example, Martini Glass came back to finish second, beating only a length in the Delaware Handicap to Songbird after she was beaten by Power Snudder. And she's, came back to place in another Grade 1, won a Grade 2 and a Grade 3. Just a better horse. And Power Snudder, third start off a layoff, I think she's primed for a big performance.
Back to Churchill Downs, the last graded stakes race on a big night of racing at Churchill Downs beneath the Twin Spires. Race number 9, the Grade 3 Regret, 3-year-old fillies going 9 furlongs on the turf. This seems like it's always a giant field. No different story this year. You can go plenty of ways. Where are you going?
You can go plenty of ways. It's really a good betting race. I'm going with Beyond Blame in here. Beyond Blame had a significant trip last time out in the Edgewood. She was checked for virtually the entire run to the first turn, and that put her farther off the pace than she probably wanted to be. The Edgewood has since proved to be a very productive race. All 4 fillies that have run back out of that race have all run well, and that includes Get Stormy, who came back and won the Ben Oaks. With a 90 buyer speed figure. So, I think Beyond Blame is going to get a better trip this time around. Her prior form is really good. And even though Jerusa, I think that maybe she's okay price.
You can entire week, you're right up over DRF's national handicapper, Mike Watchmaker. Great. We'll talk again.
Thank you.